Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Stealth Dragon channel, and we are here to talk about gaming news, and everyday activity that we all engage in. And I am your host, Stealth Dragon, and today's topic is going to be about the PlayStation 5 Pro able to enhance your PS4 games to look a lot better than we've seen before, and also to make your PS5 games look a lot better than we've seen before. Previously in the news, people have been questioning what the extra feature is, which is causing so much hype for the games that will be utilized on the 4 and the 5. And this feature is a feature that will make the games look a lot more better, sharper. So that is exciting because I would like to see games like Evil Within 1 and 2 fully enhanced with extra frame rates and graphics and all that sort. So I really like the whole idea. I don't think it's the same as Game Boost. I think it was on the PS4 Pro, but I don't think it was as overemphasized and hyped, where now it's like, wow, with the developers wanting to have the PS5 Pro for at least 10-year generation. That's a long time. A lot of people will probably just stick with the Pro at some point because maybe if they sell enough consoles, the price may go down. But as of right now, the PS5 is roughly $500, where as soon as the Pro releases, the PS5 is going to be down to $375 for the digital copy and then $425 for the Slim with the disk drive. So I have my own personal disk drive. I have a stand, and right now I have 4 terabyte SSD card that I could add to my PS5 Pro. That gives it a total of 6 terabytes. I think that should be enough for now. I'm gonna wait for the 8 terabyte card to go down in price before I consider even buying it. But as of right now, I think that's enough just to enjoy the game, especially the PS4 games that I want to pre-download, games that we haven't played in a long time, games that we would never have expected to be enhanced on the PS5 Pro and PS4 games. There's so many of them, so I can name off a few. Shadow of the Tomb Raider series, that always is a remarkable graphical leap in fidelity and frame rates, and I can just see that looking even better. The actual cutscenes and then the actual gameplay itself. That's one of the games. I mentioned the Evil Within 1 and 2. The Resident Evil series would be interesting to see enhanced. And just overall, the games that I don't mention, because there's so many that you can't even count at some points, just enhanced, just to be like, wow, this looks so much better, plays better, and I'm visually impressed. And that's something that we are going to look forward to. Next in the news, the PlayStation VR2 headset. My concern is that around the holiday season time, we will have to see a decrease in pay, meaning they have to bring down the price from, I think it's $599 to give it to us at least for $300. Take $300 off, sell it again for either $350 or $300, and that will be a success in Sony's favor. And then when it comes to the Portal, that is something that I still believe is $200. I have a Portal. I haven't really used it or updated it recently, but I can tell you that it's a lot of fun. The Portal is a lot of fun, and that gave Sony the idea to put in development the early stages right now of the PS Vita 2, which is supposedly native, just like Microsoft is coming out with a native handheld, because they're following in the Switches to shoes. So now we have these handheld mobile consoles coming out along with the next generation consoles. And so far, I gotta be honest with you, the way the generation has been, from the first year, we had to deal with a chaotic virus, and a lot of the games were slowed down on us. So we had to wait for that, and now we have the games that are actually quite interesting to see. I have yet to see about one game I'm interested in. It's similar to the Call of Duty. You know, I always play Call of Duty because it's fun. There's another game that is coming out. It's called Delta Force Hawk Ops, and it was already a beta for the PC, but it's actually coming out for the consoles itself. So I've yet to check that out. X Defiant, I still have that game. It's fun, but I don't have the excitement to just jump into that game. I just feel like I just want to stick with Call of Duty as of right now. I made a decision to just buy physical copies from now on, because when you buy digital, you feel like you own it, but technically you don't until something goes wrong. And that's something that I am really excited about, is the Call of Duty series. I know right now it's been a blast playing it, but at the same time, there are some issues with the game that need to be addressed, and those issues are clearly hit detection. Skill-based matchmaking is through the top of the skyscraper. I mean, instead of it being a through the roof, it's that bad. And also, but then there's days where it's kind of calmed down. Maybe it's because I haven't played it in a while, so it's just kind of more of a calmed down version of the matches. And the zombies, holy moly! I think they nailed it tooth and nail with the zombies. I mean, the zombies mode is just so remarkable compared to the multiplayer. It's fun, but the zombies, when I was playing the zombies, I was enthralled with the perception of everything I was seeing on the screen. Like, to talk about it in full detail, it was nothing short of a masterpiece of a zombies series. And I know it's going to be better and better. I haven't played the second map, but the first map, Liberty Falls, just set the mood perfectly, because you have a slope, you climb up the top of the street, you have the houses, you have in between, you can go up on the rooftops, dive off of rooftops. I think it was just made perfectly. And I got to level 26, and I got to tell you, I thought level 26 was close to the end. Boy, was I wrong, because one of my friends had gotten all the way to level 56. And I said, how is that possible? I couldn't even move anywhere on the map. The zombies were everywhere. How can you make it to like 20 levels higher when I was just trying to survive on that map? And that's how you know it's just a very good addition to the Call of Duty series. And supposedly there's more people playing Black Ops 6 than all the times in all of Call of Duty buying history. Now, I don't know the facts, if they're accurate, but you know, when people are saying that, credible people, then you got to kind of believe it in some sense. Next in the news, you got the 30th anniversary PS5 Slims, which are restocking, plus the controllers, but it's just a DualSense controller, the 30th anniversary. That nostalgia died away really quickly, just the way it was handled, because it just didn't give us the real Sony fans the opportunity to own something that was once in a lifetime. So yeah, thank you Sony for not taking us seriously after all the years that we've bought into your product. You could look at our backlogs, how many consoles we've bought, games, all that stuff. We've been pro Sony for a long time, from the days of PlayStation 1, Tekken, yeah, I think it was Tekken. It wasn't Virtual Fighter, because I think that was a Sega game. But all the games, I think Resident Evil is one of the series that really hyped up people to buy PlayStations, because they were just the best on Sony. Sony did not hold back with the gore and the violence, the blood, just the sounds, everything. They were not censored. They were uncensored. So that was cool about Sony. I remember the Sega Saturn. I remember the Genesis 32-bit, 32X, I think they called it. I remember the Atari Jaguar, or TurboGrafx 16. There was so many of these consoles that we were just like, which which console do we buy? Which console do we invest in? I remember the Neo Geo was the console I wanted, and I was young. I was maybe like, I think 10 or 12 years old. I looked at the price, and I knew my mother wouldn't have been able to afford that, and it was just too much money for my parents at the time, so I didn't get into the Neo Geo. That was one of my favorites. I would go to the arcades and play Samurai Showdown and all the other games at the arcade on the Neo Geo. That was my favorite. And I thought it was impossible to own the console because even if you buy the console at a high price, the games were extremely expensive. So to buy a regular game on a regular console, it was like 2 to 3 times more just for a game on Neo Geo because it was all Japanese manufactured. So next is when I bought the 3DO for the first time. That was a pretty cool console, but it was more universally high tech. It was more for the really extravagant spenders. The 3DO had some pretty good graphics in its time, pretty good games, and then that kind of died down. So now, back to the whole PlayStation 5 era. I don't know for sure if we're going to get the PS6 in this decade, in this generation. I don't know, because if they're saying that they want the PS5 Pro to be a 10-year cycle, you know, but we're gonna need a PlayStation 6 because I'm sorry, the PS5 Pro will only be able to do so much with that CPU. So we're gonna have to have a PS6, and I'm looking forward to the PS6. I think maybe this time around Sony will get it right. Maybe because we don't have any more worries of, you know, the whole the whole virus chaos and all that, you know, now it's just a norm. Everybody gets it every now and then. So just, dress warm. And this is the season where a lot of people get sick. So just be careful about that. Next in the news, so the PS5 Pro enhanced games will have a seal on their cases that say PS5 Pro enhanced. Also, there are some games that you may have to, if you are upgrading to the PS5 Pro edition, they may charge you, Sony may charge you $10, $20. I don't know. There's some games where they want to charge you because they want to make some kind of profit off of the enhancement, which is actually understandable, not that expensive. It's better than paying for a Call of Duty bundle pack that you don't even see when you're walking around on the map. Only the opponents see you as what you pay for. And another thing I can say about that is it's another way of saying that's another fool's dream. It's kind of like, I know I am that fool because I bought into a lot of this stuff. But when you see other people buying into it, you don't realize how programmed, how brainwashed they are to just spend the money, because it's that casino excitement. Now, I know some people get offended with that, but if you truly want to save some money for a nice rig, if you truly want to save some money for your own good, trust me on what I'm saying right now, because it's not worth it. Next, with the physical games, there are some physical games that will be releasing as physical copies. Right now you can get Alan Wake physical copy, and I'm excited about that because some of the games that are physical copies are actually deluxe editions, and that's interesting. So that's cool. Really happy about that. I hope that more and more physical copies will be distributed for our sake, and they will also be distributed at the highest bundle series, which is the deluxe or even collector's editions. We do need more physical copies, because without the physical copies, we will always have hanging over our heads the reality that one day you can't even buy a digital copy. You have to pay under a subscription. Like a perfect example for Call of Duty. You know, they know that people are going to buy into this monthly audio or the battle passes each month, and they see how this works. They see how people are just so data driven into buying this stuff. Now, what happens if Microsoft says one day, you know what, if you guys want to play Call of Duty, No more physical copies, no more digital copies. Now it's just on Game Pass. So in order for you to play Call of Duty, you have to pay double the money to play that game each year. But we're giving you this option. You could pay that money a month, and it's actually not as much money, but in fact it is, because in a year you're paying twice as much for the same damn game, on top of you paying all that money for the bundle packs and all the skins, all the camos, all that, whatever it may be. You have to consider the high cost of gaming in this day and age. So I pumped the brakes and I stopped the wheels, and I says, you know what? No more. I know it was fun at the time. I was buying some really cool stuff everyone got to see, but it was just emptying my pockets, okay? And 25 here, 25 there, a little 25 here, a little 25 there. That's a lot of money we're spending on gaming, my friends. That's a lot of money we're spending on gaming, so you have to really consider what gaming has done to us over the years. And maybe if we get some sense into everything, one day we can realize how much money we wasted and just get back into the physical copy era, because that is needed, truly needed. And we just need to be aware of that. Physical copies are the way to go. And I am talking to many of the people in the community that are happy that I'm back on physical copies. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk in the next video.